A day in the life of a project director. I absolutely love this concept. I've been a project director for multiple projects. I love the experience. I've worked with many, and I've actually distilled this down into some pretty neat concepts that I think you're gonna love. So if you wanna know what a day in the life of a project director is, stay with us on this video right now. I love this. Oh my gosh, I just found a marker here. We're gonna jam out over here. Here's basically the key concept here. A project director or a project executive does some high-level enabling and preparation for the project manager, granted. I typically badmouth brokers versus builders, but you are going to allocate resources and you are going to be kind of a broker. You're gonna connect resource. You're a resource allocator for people. So here's the way I like to look at it. You have a project team that's on the project site that's going to build this project that you're in charge of. It's your job to make sure that they have everything that they need, that they have the plan, the timeline, and here's the most important thing, and these are the two that I really want to stick out. The mentor, and when I say mentor, this could be training, this could be YouTube videos, this could be a podcast, this could be personal mentoring, this could be a mentor that you connect them with, but there's got to be somebody there with wisdom, and they've got to have the right resources. That's basically what you've got to do for your team. And so a project director is always making sure that the project team has the knowledge and the resources to get anything done, whether it's submittals, whether it's doing pay applications, whether it's designing a shoring system, enabling them so that they're on track. So plan, timeline, mentor, resources. Now, if the project team is delivering, this is good. Then the project team is going to get the information and the actual building or the product to the owner. And what the project director, project executive is going to make sure is that the information is being scaled with the project manager and that the building is getting done according to customer expectations. At the end of the day, the project director with the project manager has got to read the owner's mind and make sure that they're having a remarkable experience. Oh my gosh, this is such a good video. I hope you like and subscribe. But the project director can only give the owner a remarkable experience if the people on the project site are feeling the love. They will treat your client however they feel. That is just a fact of life. If you want your older kids to be nice to your younger kids, if you want your team to be nice to trade partners, if you want your people to be nice to your clients, then shower your people with love. The project director is a people builder. You have to be a builder to do this, and it should be like an actual physical builder, but a project director is a builder of humans, is a builder of teams. This person has got to know all of the concepts in Patrick Lencioni's books, 100%. If you think about it, the owner needs to know the plan and the timeline as well, and you are mentoring and providing the resources for the owner as well. So you can follow this pattern wherever you go. So I wanted to give you this overall perspective, but here's what I want to talk about. Most people have the perspective that a construction project is just from the start to the finish. A project director will make sure that we're doing the plan, timeline, mentoring, and resources, and that we're taking care of interfacing with the owner in pre-construction, construction, and throughout the warranty period. Because, and a lot of people don't know this, they know it, but they don't realize it. In order for this to go well, there's a lot that has to happen in pre-con, and there's a lot that has to finish, and there's a lot of overlap. So the project director will have this whole thing in view. Here's what I would do if I was a project director, a day in the life. First of all, as a project director, like I say to everybody, I would get up and do my morning routine. And that morning routine would definitely include box breathing. I'll just draw a box here. What that is, you breathe in 5, hold 5, out 5, hold 5, and you do that multiple times, and it centers you, and then afterwards, you put your hand on your heart and you think about what you're grateful for. You do the box breathing again, you put your hand on your heart, what do you want to do that day to give? Box breathing, then you think about a thought that you want to let go of. Now you might think that's silly, but as a project director, if you're going to love people, you'd better darn well be grateful. You'd better darn well be in a giving mindset. And you better darn well get rid of any negativity because you got to show up for your team. So what you do then as a project director, you'll do the same advice that I gave to the general superintendents, and that is you are going to have an overall calendar in the week, and you're going to time block where you're going to be inside that week, whether it's on projects or it's on a pursuit, right? Or wherever you're going to be, you're going to time block that into your calendar. But here's the main point that I want to make. A project director has got to be able to see. So if they have job 1, 2, 3, this is how simple it is. Can you see the macro level TAC plan updated for all of those projects? Can you see the zone maps for all of those projects? Can you see the logistics plans for all of those projects? This is such a good video. I hope you like and subscribe. Can you see the risk and opportunity register for those projects? Can you see the procurement log for those projects? And here's where it's going to get remarkable. Can you see your roadblocks for those projects and your key hot items for those projects? And if I'm a project director, I'm going to spend most of my time in the risk and opportunity register, in the procurement, and obviously in the finances. And I'm going to help the team remove roadblocks, and I'm going to help the team focus on hot items. If you can check in on your projects and have that visibility, that's number one, then you can start to craft a day plan throughout the day that has you covering the items that your team needs. So you were probably expecting me to be like very prescriptive, but that's not how it works. You've got to do your morning routine, plan your week based on this pattern, and then have visibility into your projects, and that will tell you where you need to go. Then you time block your day, then you finish it out, then you get home well to your family. And what you're constantly doing, you're smart enough and organized enough to always be getting your teams and your client the right mentoring and resources. And with your client, you're always updating, always on the phone, always texting, keeping them happy and in the loop. And you'll know where to go and where to be based on seeing every project's strategic plan visually. And so that's what I would do. And there's a lot more to being a project director, but remember, you're a people builder looking all the way from the start to the finish of the project, and you've got to get all of your teams love, plan, timelines, mentors, and resources for everything they do. You don't have to teach your PEs and your PMs how to do everything, but you do have to make sure that you're brokering the resources for them. I'm going to turn this into a visual and a blog post. I hope you've loved this content. On we go.